My name is Vic. I'm 23 years old and I am transgender. Hopefully I will be getting on testosterone soonish. I decided I'd start doing some pre-T stuff, vlogging, explaining, answering questions. This is a big part of my life. First thing I want to start with is childhood. A lot of people would say I was a tomboy. As a child, I never really saw gender. When I got into middle school, there were some girls that I became friends with, but it was all drama. I didn't like that. When I got to high school, I still, I never had a boyfriend. Growing up, I wasn't interested in dating. When I was in high school, I would talk to people online. There's this website called Zat, and I made a lot of friends on there, but I wasn't female on there. I was male. Portraying a guy, I had more confidence. I made a lot of really good friends, and a lot of them I'm still friends with. Senior year of high school, I was aware of people who were bisexual or people who were lesbian or people who were gay, and I didn't think anything of it because, again, I was not interested in dating. I got pulled out of high school by my parents because they thought I was lesbian, and they thought the school influenced me to be lesbian, so removed all contact with people, so I went back to nothing. Got into drugs, got into drinking. It wasn't that big of a deal to me because I didn't care enough about myself. As I got older, I moved out of my house when I was 19 years old, and it was a stupid decision. I didn't have a lot of money. I didn't have a lot going for me at the time, but I thought I was happy. I wasn't. I was very wrong. And then I slowly started realizing that this wasn't the life that I was meant to lead. I dropped all those people. I came back home, I moved back home, I lost my job, and I didn't have a job for 3 months, and I got into this really spiraling depression. I was self-harming, I was suicidal, I didn't care about anything. I'd always wanted to be more masculine. I always have been more masculine. A lot of people would ask me, are you a boy or a girl? I used to get really frustrated, really mad. I used to be like, have you never seen a lesbian before? I'm a lesbian, I'm just extremely masculine. But then I started to care less and less. I was like, you know what? If you see me as a male, that's fine. If you see me as a female, that's fine too. I don't care. I'm a person. So then I learned about gender fluidity, and I was like, well, maybe I'm gender fluid. Maybe that's what I am. That's what I'm meant to be. I still wasn't confident enough to identify as a male. And this has been more recent. I've decided that I'm not gender fluid. I'm not lesbian. I'm a male. Since then, it's been a journey already. Obviously, I'm pre-T right now. I will be going to a gender therapist soon to get on testosterone. My whole entire self changing, I'm going to be documenting that so I can look back. It's not that I wasn't sure. I was sure. I've been sure. The problem for me was, is this something that I want everyone to know and everyone to refer to me as? I've been suffering gender dysphoria for as long as I can remember. And for me personally, I'm a Libra, so I'm very concerned with balance. There is a balance of feminine and masculine qualities. What does feminine mean? Define it. You can't really define it without stereotyping. The stereotyping has been going on for as long as society has been set in place. Everyone has different levels of masculinity. Everyone has different levels of femininity. A lot of people associate femininity with emotion. We're all born with emotions. We all have emotions for a reason. It was difficult because I didn't want to lose any part of me that I needed, maybe later, but I needed eventually. I was born with them. I like to be very in tune with my emotions and know what's going on and know when my body needs something or when I need to step away from a situation to evaluate my own self. There's polarized thinking. You think either it's this or it's this. There is no in-between. And I'm trying to bring that in-between aspect into my life, that yes, it's okay to have feminine qualities and masculine qualities. Yes, it's okay to embrace them and to become comfortable with them and experience them and have them in your everyday life because you need them. We need to be balanced human beings. That's why I was so hesitant about being like, yeah, I'm male, transgender, because I do hold some feminine qualities. I had those aspects, and a lot of people would be like, well, you're gay because you're in touch with your emotions. What is that? It's okay to feel emotion. It's okay to cry. And a lot of guys won't admit that, or a lot of guys aren't comfortable with crying because they think it's a pussy feminine thing to do, and it's not. I really want to touch on my mother. It's been extremely difficult because she refuses to accept me for who I am, and she's refused to accept me for who I am since I came out as lesbian. I've had a range of emotions about that. And it's just extremely frustrating. You know, a lot of people are like, well, your mom will come around. You have been her daughter for 20 some years. I know that it's hard. This is part of what I was afraid of as well, was the lack of acceptance. I just want my own mother to accept me for who I am. I'm talking about dysphoria because I've been experiencing a lot of dysphoric feelings lately. I didn't identify as transgender for so long, but I've been transgender my whole life. This has got me so impatient, and I want everything to be done, and it's not. I want to pass as male because I am a male. I feel like I'm trapped. I feel like a child again. It's hard to explain to cis people how it is to be trans. Through a transition should be a happy, positive time. It's so hard, and it's so difficult. I've been trying to talk with a deeper voice, and I've been trying to come up with ideas of how to tell people that I prefer male pronouns without seeming rude. Not everyone is going to understand, and not everyone is going to acknowledge. I just need to ignore that. Lately, I've felt like an object, and I'm not sure how to explain that to people who are cisgender. I don't like people asking about what's in my pants. I mean an object as in, anytime I see anyone, the first thing they ask me is not, how are you doing? The first thing they ask me is, how is your transition coming along? I get it. You're trying to ask how things are going, but you're not sure how to word it, so you just blatantly say, how is your transition? When you ask that type of thing in a public setting, around people who don't know, it's a dead giveaway. For a while, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm understanding. It's new to you, it's new to me, it's new to everyone involved, right? Well, it's not that difficult to change pronouns. I've really thought about, how do I carry myself? How do I walk? How do I this? How do I that? How do I do this? That is what brings me to my object point. My mind is completely consumed with passing, and I constantly feel when people ask those questions to me, then when people look at me, then when people stare at me and they don't say anything, maybe not. Maybe they're just looking at me, just to look at me. But in my head, I overanalyze everything. I overanalyze it and I'm like, shit, they know. I don't want them to know. I want them to see me, I want them to hear me, I want them to look at me and go, that is a male right there. No question. And the problem that I have is the people that know and acknowledge the fact that I am transgender, do they only see me as that? Before I came out, people just saw me as a person. Why can't I just be a fucking person? I don't feel like a human being anymore. I feel like I'm under a glass case. I obviously know that, I am male no matter what people say, and that's what bothers me. Is people's advice to me is, it doesn't matter what they say. You know what you are. You know you're male. I know you're male, so it's fine. Actually, no, it's not fine. I'm not a thing to observe. I'm not a thing to just look at and try and grasp. I am a person. I am a human being. I have emotions, thoughts, feelings, desires, anxiety. I have all these things that are going on inside of me, and I'm also trying to pass as male. And I'm so tired of feeling like that, and I don't know how to stop. So when people get it wrong, I can't just go, oh, it's fine because I can identify as that. I don't identify as female. So when people use the wrong pronouns, it's like, good job, you fucking misgendered me. Thanks. Thank you. No, I feel great. I feel fine. I'm not an object, I am a person. And I would really appreciate it if people started treating me as such. I can't go tomorrow and get surgery, both of them. I can't get on hormones without a gender therapist. I can't see a gender therapist because I'm so anxious. I'm stopping myself. I want this so bad. I'm so scared of failing. I feel like I'm spiraling out of control. Every day I wake up and I know that I have to start all over again, and it doesn't get better for me. I get up I put on my binder, I get dressed, go out into the world, don't use the men's bathroom because I'm scared. Get mistaken for female, don't say anything because I'm scared. I'm getting really frustrated and really angry, but I'm also really scared to say something and stand up for myself, because what if I stand up to the wrong person? I'm tired of it, I'm angry with it, I'm frustrated, and I'm angry at myself for not being able to stand up and say, hey, I'm a guy, what are you... Who are you talking to? Fuck that sticks and stones bullshit. Words can freaking hurt, man. Do you want to know how frustrating it is to have to correct people constantly? When you finally do something about it, people disregard it like it's nothing. Like it should be something to be swept under the rug. This is not a joke. This is my life. By using the wrong pronoun. It's mad disrespectful. It's not just a phase. It's not just a, well, whatever. It is me. And if you disrespect me, I have no respect for you. It's as simple as that. I have no respect for people who don't respect me. I don't care who you are, who you think you are, what kind of mindset you have. If you treat me some type of way because of who I am and how I identify, if you disrespect me because of that, there is no way in hell that I will ever respect you. At least give me the human decency to respect me. So why in the world would I waste my breath trying to get them to understand a concept that is so simple? And you know what? They don't even have to understand. They just have to acknowledge and respect me. That's all I'm asking. You don't have to get why I'm transgender. There is no why. I just am. I cannot explain. I can't sit you down and give you a bulleted list as to why and how and when and where and what made you. Nothing. I just am. I just exist. It's crazy how people just are. It just is. Just accept for what it is. You don't have to agree.
Progress has been made today. Not right now, but 2 hours ago. Progress was made. I had my first gender therapy appointment today. She asked what my goals were, and I said ultimately my goals are to get on testosterone at the moment, and ultimately at the end I want full, complete transition. I have not started T. I have not had surgery. I have not raised any money for any of those things. I have discontinued my gender therapy because I can't afford it. I'm literally just going through life. I have a binder. That's about the only thing that I wear now that pertains to me being trans. I feel like I need to accept the fact that I used to identify as a female, and I can't change that.
I can be in touch with my feminine side as a male. Society sets the whole, what is feminine, what is masculine, and everyone's like, oh, let's go with that. Society was such a strong impact in my life. I grew up in a church. When I, transitioned over to public school, I was never homeschooled, but, my friends were in church, I got so much exposure that they didn't get. Male and female stereotypes were huge, and people just kind of went with them in the 90s. It's been ingrained in my head for years. I've been taught, masculine is this, feminine is this. Now I question it. Now I'm like, wait, who says? We've come a long way, but we've still got a long way to go before we can break out of this gender stereotype. I had an epiphany, and I was like, you don't have to identify as female to have feminine aspects. There are masculine cis females, and there are feminine cis males. They don't have to be gay, or they don't have to be lesbian. I'm just a male who is in touch with some of his femininity. I haven't started testosterone or anything, so I still have my vocal range, and I hope I still keep it when I start testosterone. In my mind, I don't want to be that asshole who is also trans, and people affiliate, oh, well, he's trans, and he's a dick whenever we ask him questions about his identity, so all trans people are assholes. I don't want to portray that. I don't want to come across as that. I'm slowly becoming comfortable with the way I am currently. I need to be comfortable with where I am now and just set goals. I wish I just stumbled upon the perfect amount of money to go to gender therapy, to get the letter, to get on hormones, to get top surgery. That's the 3 things that I want right now. Bottom surgery? For the longest time, I was identifying as the wrong thing, and now it's like I finally have, like, light. I've finally been, like, enlightened that I'm male, and so it's really frustrating that I can't just transition like that, or at least get the ball rolling more. I'm not anywhere close to where I want to be, but I'm still here, and I'm still fighting. He is knowledgeable regarding the changes the hormones will bring about. Vic has come out to his mother about being transgender, however, she is not supportive, and her response was, "Sorry, you're confused." Vic presents with gender identity dysphoria. In my clinical opinion, I believe Vic is more than ready to be prescribed the appropriate hormones for his transition. Oh my god.